Talk to me about Oracle losing money on NVIDIA chips. I mean, there is not Larry Ellison is not afraid to make big bets. He's bet the farm many times and it's worked out in his favor. But what's going on here? Because there was sort of a brief panic at this moment.
Yeah, this was a news story from The Information. It was, in my opinion, very poorly reported. Basically, they said of the first 900 billion worth of Blackwell GPUs, they got financials that Oracle had 16% gross margins and was losing money. Now, Austin, it should be fairly obvious to listeners out there once you hear it that once a new technology comes out, your lowest gross margins are when you're first deploying it, right? Because they're getting the chips, not all of them are actually deployed, so you're not making money off of it. You're going to get better uptime and economics as they go. In fact, I think the bigger news this week was some data out in Amazon increasing pricing on Blackwell GPUs and some data out in terms of pretty compelling pricing trends for 5 or 6 year old GPUs, which says, hey, maybe depreciating these, they won't be as valueless as bears say. Sometimes I see a story like this and it's helpful, right? It's perfectly fine to be bearish on AI. I'm bearish on certain aspects of it, as we've, talked about in recent episodes. But when that account initially grabs a headline this poor and says, see, I told you so, it just shows they're not applying any critical thought to anything. This was one of the most clearly BS stories. We made fun of all the BS stories at the start of this year, and we were right. And that was even hard. It's shooting fish at a barrel. This one was shooting fish at a barrel. Just bad on the information. Poor overall. This is nothing burger.
Wow, how do you really feel about it?